We have an update on Jacob Fatu's possible SummerSlam injury, plus a current WWE champion calls out John Cena, and an ex-WWE faction reunite at an Indy event. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. So that was SummerSlam, all right, wasn't it?
It was all right. It was the biggest party of the summer, and I thought it was a fantastic night of wrestling. Well, sports entertainment.
We were very sports entertained, weren't we? We were saying beforehand, and a lot to talk about from that main event. Not just the return of Roman Reigns wearing his new over-the-counter T-shirt, but Jacob Fatu potentially sustaining an injury when he got a little bit physical with Cody Rhodes.
So he goes up top, does the big splash to the outside, through the announce table, immediately starts holding his leg.
Up like that, going, that's fallen off. What are we going to do?
Where's this going? No, not again. No, he's holding his leg. He's he's selling it like mad, or we thought he was selling it like mad. Initially, I mean, I think everybody believed that Jacob was being written off of the rest of the night, I guess, so that when Roman came out, they would keep those two separated, because you don't want Roman getting physical with Jacob Fatu just yet, because that's big money down the line. You don't want Roman coming in and just spearing him. They're protecting Jacob Fatu. However, he was helped to the back by a referee, and he has since been pictured with a boot on his, not just a regular boot, like a medical boot. What's that called?
Wearing his shoes.
Couldn't believe it.
Who'd have thought it? But like a walking boot, like a medical walking boot. There was some photos and some video in the store around the corner. Presumably they were buying a meal deal. And you could see Jacob Fatu very clearly wearing a very heavy boot. And so there was some concern maybe that he might have been injured. I mean, something Triple H mentioned during the press conference where he said that Jacob Fatu was, quote, a little banged up, and they will, quote, see where that ends up. As if to go, well, it might be up in the air, we don't know. Fightful Select have given us a few details on that and said, we're told that Jacob Fatu was planned to sell his leg following his splash in the main event. We aren't told if it was to the extent we saw. He was in a walking boot after the show and the following morning, but talent and staff that we talked to believe that Jacob Fatu is okay.
Fingers crossed, right? I mean, if you rewatch it, it looks brutal. He landed with a lot of weight on his leg, so he's definitely hurt it a little bit, because I mean, just watch the clip, right? Hopefully it's nothing too serious. If it is a work, and if Jacob is wearing this medical boot to protect kayfabe, then he is the greatest seller of all time, because it's so convincing. So we'll keep you updated. We still don't fully know. It looks like he's at least a little bit hurt, but it probably isn't that serious, judging by the fact that he's out and about with a big grin on his face afterwards.
It was a heck of a main event. Jacob Fatu's dive onto the table. We had Cody Rhodes rising from adversity, the return of Roman Reigns, and Solo Sikoa was there as well. But Fightful Select say that contrary to some online speculation...
Whoa!
Sweet child of mine.
Solo was great on Saturday. No, I'm not having that. I can deal with Tangaloa.
Being a silly little cheeky boy.
Not after the weekend. Horrible.
Anyway, Solo was there.
For you.
Fightful say that contrary to some online speculation, there were actually never plans to include the Usos in that main event of SummerSlam in any particular point. I think there was, going into the weekend, some rumor that we might see an Uso return as well as a Roman return.
Stupid. But I don't understand why people would want that, because those are separate moments, aren't they?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, you can bring back Roman, then you can bring back Jimmy, then you got the reunite, like Jimmy and Jay reuniting. You got Roman reunite. Like those. Watch the TV show, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know why you'd want to do all of that, which would in some small way maybe diminish from Roman's return. If there's multiple things, just make it about Roman. Roman's back.
I think you build to that, and then you have at Survivor Series War Games, you have the Bloodline Civil War. But we've got a few months that we can tell that story.
It's going to be exciting TV for the next few months, isn't it? Getting the Bloodline back together, getting Sami Zayn in there, Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0. I can't wait.
Keep your eyes peeled for the WTF moments from SummerSlam with Ross Tweddle appearing on the YouTube channel very soon. Before SummerSlam, it was SmackDown, and there was the odd sight of disgraced former Ring of Honor owner Rob Feinstein knocking around. He was behind the commentary table at one point, and quite a few photos appeared of him with talent in and around the hotel.
Far behind the commentary table. He wasn't sat with the commentators.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
back there behind the barricade.
He was a bit further back, yeah. They weren't like arms around each other or anything like that. Let's just
some of the wrestlers were.
I mean, some of the wrestlers were. Which CM Punk pointed out on his Instagram, showing that photo of Rob and Drew McIntyre, and said, I'm going to buy you now, lad. Sean Ross Sapp asked about Rob Feinstein, who was in attendance for SmackDown on Friday, and they say WWE has no affiliation with Feinstein, did not invite him to the show, he was not backstage, and was not comped a ticket under his name. Feinstein found out where the Talent Hotel was and approached wrestlers for photos. Fightful also added that several talent notified WWE that he was lurking around the lobbies and when he was on screen. Feinstein procured a ticket from a friend who had been comped, so WWE had no knowledge that he would be attending, much less on camera, and he was not given backstage access.
What a sad act, right? Like, finding out where the wrestlers are to go and hang out with them, and like...
It's a strange move considering the timeline of events for that person involved.
Yeah.
It's a strange move.
Horrible, man.
Rick Steiner was in attendance at SummerSlam last night. He, Scott Steiner, and DDP were watching from the top of the stadium as Bron Breakker blasted through Sami Zayn to become Intercontinental Champion. And he looked delighted that his son had done well.
Yes, he certainly did. Blasted is the right word, because it looks like it went a little bit quicker than it perhaps should have.
Yeah, Fightful Select saying the Bron Breakker-Sami Zayn match went shorter than originally expected. It was meant to be 10 minutes long.
How long was it? It felt like about 7.
Yeah.
It wasn't that far off, to be honest. I thought it was pretty explosive throughout. I loved the match. I thought it was really, really good. Yeah, it was a big contrast to the previous one. And originally, I thought that Bron Breakker was just going to defeat Sami Zayn first time round, and then we found out, hey, they wanted to do it on a bigger stage, do it at SummerSlam. The first one was definitely the better match, but I thought this one was decent as well. I think Bron looked the bollocks.
Yeah, I think it lends itself to being a quick match. I think that sort of explosive energy of Bron Breakker, I'm not saying give him like 2-3 minute squashes, but certainly those faster matches that are more explosive, I think lends to what he's about more so than a longer one.
Yeah, it's not quite Goldbergian. You don't need to protect him that much. But yeah, not the shorter the better either. Yeah, I thought it was great.
I like that word, Goldbergian.
Goldbergian. Better than Goldberg-esque, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it. Goldbergian. Get that into your lexicon today if you can. After WrestleVotes reported that John Cena and Gunter was penciled in as part of Cena's retirement tour, Bron Breakker, the new Intercontinental Champion, also threw down the challenge, didn't he?
Speaking with SE Scoops, Breakker said, John Cena has never won the Intercontinental Championship before, so I say, come take it from me. Come take the championship from me. Grow some balls. Come take the championship from me. Let's go. Let's do it. That's a direct quote. And he said it just like that. Yes, please. I'm well up for that. The problem is, I guess, with a lot of these Cena matches, because Cena's going to come back and he's going to win, 80% of his matches when he comes back, because he's John Cena and it'll pop and everything. All of these dream matches that I have, like I want to see Gunter versus John Cena as well, obviously. I want to see Bron Breakker. A lot of them involve John Cena losing those matches. I don't think Cena... Oh man, what if the plan is Bron holds it up until WrestleMania and then Cena beats him at WrestleMania to win the IC title, the one that he's not held?
The only title he's never won.
That's a big match, isn't it?
It is a big match.
Or Bron goes over and he's beaten John Cena on the biggest stage. I want to see that match.
I prefer that. I think Cena won an entire career's worth of matches. I'm happy for him to spend his retirement tour taking L's.
Yeah,
I guess
for sure.
everyone but Austin Theory.
Yeah, fair play.
He loses to no one. He loses to everyone except Austin Theory.
Except Austin Theory. A quick note on Rick Steiner being there, by the way. Just after some of the comments that he had made with regard to Giselle Shaw. Was it last year? Year before?
It was last year heading into WrestleMania, I think.
Sean Ross Sapp asked about Rick Steiner being featured on WWE socials. Again, they put a few tweets and Instagram posts out after those comments were made. WWE staff told Fightful that Steiner had fallen out of the good graces of WWE after that, but admitted wrongdoing, said it wouldn't happen again. He was said to have offered an apology to Shaw, but they were told that they don't know if nobody knows if they've spoken since.
Don't know if it's all been, if that hatchet's been buried there, but it would explain why they focused on Rick Steiner, which is something they've been reticent to do since the incident with him and Giselle Shaw at the convention last year.
When I heard that Rick Steiner was going to be there, because I didn't know Scott was going to be there, and I thought, oh, are they going to give him his name back?
I think I don't think they need to now.
No, I think you might be
I
right.
think they're just going to keep with Braun Breaker now.
Yeah, it's a good name, isn't it?
Do you know what? We didn't like it at first because we were all like, "Whoa, call him Steiner, you cowards!" But we don't like it, but we have to go along with it. And I'm all for it now. Like
You get used to these things. Gunther to me is Gunther now. He's not Walter anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You remember that when they rename the next wrestler and we go, "Whoa, this is
No, I've learned my lesson.
shouting at cloud."
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's
But
exactly
we have learned.
Yeah.
Now, over to GCW this weekend. We saw the Maharaja Raj Desi go to a non-finish with Effie, thanks to a little bit of help from the Bollywood Boys.
Lovely stuff. I was wondering how long it would take for the man formerly known as Jinder Mahal to reunite with the Bollywood Boys. We didn't have to wait too long at all. I thought they were a really fun partnership, actually. I think the Bollywood Boys played their roles to perfection, and their role was just getting beaten up, and they were great at it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need that. They were so good at it. So it's great to see them back together.
They spent an entire year taking the backdrop on the announce table from Randy Orton and did it with aplomb. They are reunited as a threesome on Saturday, August 24th at GCW Homecoming. They're going to face Effie, Ali Catch, and Dark Sheik, aka Thrussie. And that'll be the first time that they've teamed since the WWE years.
Of course, good for them.
I think I'm really enjoying. It's only early days, but I'm enjoying what they're planning with the artist formerly known as Jinder Mahal in GCW.
Likewise, I'm looking forward to seeing where else he pops up as well.
There is some good stuff there. And for the latest wrestling news popping up throughout the day, you can check out Cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.